Hello everyone and welcome to this video call. Hello Danae, how are you doing?
Hello Roger, I'm great. How are you?
Very, very well. So you've agreed, very nice of you, you've agreed to give us a testimonial. Hopefully it's going to be positive, but we'll find out. So could you please just start and tell us a bit more about you, about your company and what kind of work you specialize in?
Of course. My name is Danae. My company, which is a startup project at this stage, is called Collective Studio. And my main focus on work is architectural services and interior design. I've been in the industry for 6-7 years now. And I mainly work on residential and office projects in a more bespoke and luxury approach. That's
amazing. Where are you based?
I'm in Limassol and Lachi in Cyprus. I am all over the place, actually.
Amazing. So just give us a bit of an idea of what you were doing before you started using LoLa, like what was your workflow like, and then the reason why you started looking for LoLa in the first place.
So basically, before LoLa came into my life, I was working in another office. I was not working on my own. I was an employee. And I used to have a normal desktop, normal computer working on. The reason LoLa came into my life is because I decided to take the leap of faith and start working on my own. And when I did that, even though I had a desktop on my own, it wasn't working for me. So LoLa came across and I decided that I would give it a shot to see if this is a tool that I could use and take advantage of to make my workflow and everyday life better.
How did you first hear about it? Like, what was it? Do you remember where you found us the first time?
Yes, actually, it's a funny story. I was with one of my colleagues, a friend of mine who we used to study together. And she mentioned LoLa because of one of her friends that she did a podcast with you. I don't remember. It was something like introducing LoLa as a concept to the Cyprus market. And she was like, check this out. This is a very interesting idea. And she just mentioned, and after when she did, I was not at the stage where I needed this tool. But when I decided that the desktop format of a workspace wasn't working for me, it just popped into my mind and I was like, maybe I should give it a try. And it was late at night and I was so frustrated with my desktop, not because it wasn't working well, but because I wanted to move around and work more remotely. And I was like, I am going to find a way to make it work tonight. So I just went into LoLa and started experimenting. And yeah.
I know you're that kind of person as well. You will dig in and figure things out, aren't you? So
yeah.
Your main motivation then was around the ability to work remotely, the ability to move around, so you're not stuck on one workstation where that station is based.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
So you thought, let's try this. It sounds like we can do it remotely.
Yes, 100%. Because the form and the work itself, the architecture, nature, and interior design, you need to be there one way or another at some point. But if I want to work on a design project and I need to produce the work, I don't need to be on site. So why would I have to force myself to stay in one place all the time and stuck in a room like 4 walls just to design something and then go out and execute it? It's also a bit it's not very creative when you do that. Your mind doesn't allow you to be creative when you are stuck in 4 walls. That's my personal opinion, but it doesn't work for me.
That's a very interesting point coming from a creative, because other people are used to just being sat in an office 9 to 5, doing a very specific repetitive work, and that's it. But like you say, you're in the creative market. In architecture, you need to produce something new. And having that ability to move around is probably a good way to get inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Because, when you're stuck in a place all the time, your mind creates patterns, and those patterns repeat themselves all the time. So when you move around, you force yourself to go out of your comfort zone all the time. And for some people, that might be frustrating and tiring, which I totally understand. But for me, that's not the case. I like moving around because every time I find new ways to adapt and change myself and the way I think, because it's a very interesting way to change how your brain works every day. And that in that way you stay creative, your brain doesn't age as it should have done if you did the same thing repeatedly every day. And also you come up with new ideas all the time, and it feels refreshing.
Amazing. Can you please tell us a bit more about your day-to-day workflow with using LoLa? Like, where do you access it from? Do you use it on a tablet, a phone, a laptop, another PC? What do you use it with? And then what kind of software do you use as well?
So basically, the reason LoLa works for me is because I can split my work into two. And the way I use it is I have let's say very roughly, two types of works to do. One is the creative work, which I need to design, and the other part is the administrative work, where I need to make phone calls, maybe go on site, create some offers or some invoices or some like schedules or whatever. So basically it's admin and design work. And admin, the way I access LoLa, I access it through my MacBook, and which is a very good laptop, and I'm very happy with it. But I prefer to use the softwares I have on LoLa because I use design programs, SketchUp and ArchiCAD, and sometimes AutoCAD. The reason I prefer to split this into two is because it works better on Windows. My workflow when I design works better on Windows, but I didn't want to have I didn't want to carry two things with me all the time, because I was thinking of getting a laptop, and that was not going to be very viable long term. If you want to move around, if you want to travel, you cannot do that. So basically my daily workflow is I split my day usually into two. It depends on the demand of the work and the type of work I have to do, but like an average day is split into two. Half a day I'll do some admin work, and half a day I'll do some design work. Usually at night I prefer to work on design projects. That's why I keep messaging you at 2 a.m. at night sometimes. But yeah, that's how on average that's how my workflow works with LoLa. It's very easy to access it, and for me, one thing I want to point out about this is that it's funny how our brains work with things like that, because now I know that my LoLa hours are like a specific amount of hours. So I know that the time I'm going to go through LoLa is the time I need to do focus work, and I need to do all of my design work in, let's say, 4 hours. I cannot work more than 4 hours on design work, because then you get very tired. So I know that those hours are dedicated to this. So I log into LoLa, I narrow focus on it, I work, and then when I'm done, I'm like, okay, now let's move on to something else. Before that, I used to be more distracted. So it's actually very valuable, not just as a tool, but also for me, a way to keep me accountable on concentrated on specific tasks all the time,
So it's basically like putting things in a box, isn't it? When you're using your MacBook, you're responding to emails, you're doing the admin work, you're being able to do that. But then when you swap into a Windows machine on your Mac, when you connect to LoLa, you're in that framework now. Now we're doing this, we're not doing anything else. We're focusing on doing this bit of work.
Yes. And because to do design work, you need to narrow focus, and the nature of this job demands phone calls and demands people calling you to get answers. So you cannot do it properly. So making sure that you split the work accordingly, I think it's very productive and very efficient in a way that you can manage the tasks much more consciously and much more efficiently at the end of the day.
Okay, very interesting. So tell me a bit more, because I know what the answer for this is. Tell me a bit more about the performance, because if you remember, we did an update recently and we were trying to get a weird internet connection to work, and then suddenly everything just started working after the update. So tell us a bit about the performance you get, because people will ask. You are at the end of the day working remotely. So does it drop out? Is it consistent? Is it good enough for the work? Give us a bit of an insight in that.
Basically, a very short sentence. If you have good internet connection, and not just good stable internet connection, it's like it works like a charm, because it's very fast. I was very, very surprised. Remember the first time I logged into with the internet speed, it's insane, because usually when you have a normal desktop and you save something, especially when you have big files, they take a bit of time to sync, but this just saved. You save it, it's just instantly on the drive, because I work with drives for many years now, and for me this is a super luxury thing to have. You know that when you save something, it's already on the drive, which I think is perfect.
So basically in that workflow then, you've got your programs, the architecture programs, and you save everything into a Google Drive, so like a shared drive, or is it OneDrive? What do you?
Yes. I use OneDrive. I actually use all kinds of drives, because I have some collaborations that they use different ones. But my main one is OneDrive, because I had it for many years now, and I have the softwares locally on the computer. But I open the files that are on the drive. When I open them and I save them, they instantly go on the drive. So when I get out of LoLa, and let's say I want to access the folder I was working on through my MacBook, and I need the PDF I just saved, it's already on, I don't need to wait for it. I don't need to, and it sounds a bit not very important and like very minor, but actually it's very good to be able to have all your files at the right place at the right time without having to wait, or even have the worry of, did this upload or not? Did this, is it on the drive or not? Oh, I should wait for like 5 minutes for it to upload, because when you model and you do some 3D, the files are quite big, so they need some time to upload. But with this, in this case, that's not a problem, because the speed is insane. That's a very good marketing point, if you ask me.
I'll keep using it, I'll keep telling people about it.
You just need stable internet, not even fast internet, just stable internet connection. That's it. The rest is just flows.
So tell us a bit more about your support experience. If something goes wrong, or you're looking for something, or a weird way of doing something that you've just come up with an idea, how does the support team respond to you? Was that a good experience?
Before I tell you about my experience, I'll tell you something else.
Okay.
A lot of people, because I have a lot of people that are into tech, or not like as their main job, but in general, like they're aware of systems and tools and all this kind of stuff. And sometimes when I mention LoLa, they always go, but you know that you can do this for free, and they say some stuff that I don't understand. And I tell them, you know what, I don't care. For me, LoLa is not just about the product, it's about the support I get, because I have support 24/7. Literally, whatever I need, the guys are on my side. I've honestly got great support from you and from the rest of the people in your team at any time, without like long waits, and it was like the best experience I had so far with this kind, because it's something that for me, it's something that I don't want to know about, and it's not something that it's part of my skill set, and it doesn't need to be. There are other people that have better knowledge on that compared to my knowledge. That's not my specialization. So support from the LoLa team has been outstanding so far, and it has been very consistently outstanding. So that's all I have to say about it.
We appreciate the words. We do try. So
you do great work, guys.
Last two questions. So this one is about the business impact. Obviously, you were in a transition in your professional journey. You went from working for a company to going freelance and then starting your own business. So what kind of help did LoLa give you in terms of being able to make that remote work happen? What did it help in your business?
At first, the first thing that I got from LoLa is the fact that you can work remotely from anywhere or anytime. So I have a bag with my laptop in, and that's my office. So for me, that was a dream that came true. If you asked me 2 years ago, a year ago, I would say, no, there's no chance I would be able to do that. So here we are. So it helped me reach one of my goals, essentially, that I could never imagine that I would be able to do that. Also, in terms of business, it helps me. It's what I mentioned earlier about efficiency. So I know that when I use LoLa, it's the time I need to do my focus work. It's the time that I need to design. So it has no distractions, which leads to quicker results, being able to deliver my projects more efficiently, and I have this feeling of being carefree about what's going to happen with my files, or I don't care. I know everything's there. I know I have the support. I know that this is the time I'm going to do my design work. And immediately that, for me, it's super valuable because I have zero concerns or worries about technical stuff, which will lead to delays or problems in my daily workflow that I shouldn't be dealing with. So I don't have to deal with stuff that don't matter through my journey in this business. So I would say that it takes away what's the word? It takes away the worries I would have in my mind if I had a desktop or another laptop. So I don't have to worry about anything. It's just there. And
just go in and do your work. Yeah. Beautiful. In terms of recommendation, who would you recommend LoLa to? Who do you think this system would work best for? Obviously, you're an architect, but there's designers out there, engineers, creative professionals. Who do you think it would work best for and why?
I wouldn't say a specific profession. Like anyone in the design network can use it. The problem with this is you need to have the right mindset to do it. So, for example, there are more people like me. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people in architecture or interior design or even mechanical engineers and electrical engineers that they look for a solution that they could use remotely, even on site, that could lead to better workflow and easier access to the desktop, which they can do through a tablet or an iPad, which I've tried to do and it worked, but it's not very handy for me because I prefer to do it through my laptop. So that's the one type of people I would recommend it to. And the other people that I think would find this helpful is, for example, someone that is in a startup business in the design, maybe it's a graphic designer or whatever, like in the design sector. It's especially in architecture and interior because you need very good desktops to work, especially with renderings and 3D modeling and large files and bigger developments. It's good for someone that, let's say, I'm on my own now and I decide to get an employee, but I don't know if this is going to work out, and I'm not sure if I can afford, let's say, to buy a very good computer. So LoLa is very handy in this situation because you can test it out. You can see if it works or not. You can hire this person, grow your team without having a lot of expenses, and at the same time maybe being able to give a better salary to that person, because getting a good computer, you might need 4 to 5K to get like a proper one, depending on the type of work you need to do. Maybe a bit less, depends on a lot of things, but let's say on average 3K you will need them to have a good computer, from what I know on the top of my head. But I think this is the two types of people that LoLa will be very helpful to at the end of the day.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much about all the good words. We definitely appreciate it. I'll make sure to put the link, the domain to your business over somewhere on this video, and then let's get you some business, and hopefully another architect or interior designer out there will see this video and come and try LoLa out. What would you say to them? Just go for it, or don't even touch it?
I would definitely say just go for it. I already do that, to be honest. I would definitely recommend it to someone who has a similar mindset, who wants to be more free and flexible, who wants to have their work and their desktop on their hands all the time. So I would 100% recommend it to anyone, even if it's not design work and you're from another, whoever is listening right now, you're from another sector and you're thinking about it, just give it a shot. You know, it's not binding. It's not a contract that you cannot break. It's worth giving a try 100%.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Danae. Speak soon.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.